2006 Year in Review continues with me, Daniel Rock 08, and today I talk about TNA's Final Resolution, which sounds very familiar, very similar to WWE's New Year's Revolution. So you combine the two. You combine New Year's Revolution and Final Resolution. And what do you get? You get New Year's Final Resolution. Haha. New Year's Final Resolution. Anyways, we get the return of Sting on Final Resolution. The return of Sting. But what else is this show's all about? Well, we get Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe, so on and so forth. So let's start it all off. We start off with an X Division 6-man tag team match between Alex Shelley, Austin Aries, Roderick Strong. They take on Chris Sabin, Sanjay Dutt, and some guy named Matt Bentley. I do not remember who Matt Bentley was. Do you remember who Matt Bentley was? Because I have no idea who Matt freaking Bentley was. But anyways, Alex Shelley, Austin Aries, and Roderick Strong, I forgot he was in TNA to begin with, they pick up the victory, and they get the victory over the 6-man tag team match. It's just your typical 6-man tag team X Division match opener. The X Division, they always had multi-man matches and your title matches, and it's just your run-of-the-mill opening X Division match. All 6 men get their shit in. There's marvelous combination moves. There's marvelous flicks and kicks and loop-de-loop type moves, and you would think I would hate that, but with the X Division, it felt different. It was unique, and it was special, and it was better. I mean, come on. Austin Aries, you have Sanjay Dutt, you had the future Motor City Machine Guns in there. Then, of course, you had the other X Division people in AJ Styles, of course, Christopher Daniels, so on and so forth. The X Division, and plus the 6-sided ring. That is what TNA thrived on. That's what made them unique. That's what made them have you stop and take an extra look at TNA wrestling. Cross the line. 6 out of 10, just your typical opening 6-man X Division type match. Next up, the James Gang, which is BG James and Kip James. Yes, it is Road Dogg and Billy Gunn of the New Age Outlaws. They even pull out their old, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Of course, they cannot say D-Generation X proudly presents you. It's WWF Tag Team Champions of the World. No, they can't say suck it, but you got the New Age Outlaws right there. Later on, they'll be known as the Voodoo Kin Mafia. Get it? VKM. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. So, that's interesting. They take on the Diamonds in the Rough. Kind of a weird name. It is Elix Skipper and some guy named David Young. Who the fuck was David Young? 2 guys in back-to-back matches of this Final Resolution show that I don't know who those 2 guys were. And there's one more guy, I have no idea who he was either. This is a shitty match. New Age Outlaws go over. I mean, the James Gang go over. Whatever. 3 out of 10. Conan has been, along with his brand new LAX, Latin American Exchange Group. You might have heard of it. And they attack Bullet Bob Armstrong. They put him in the hospital. So James Gang, instead of getting revenge on Conan and Homicide, they get revenge on the Diamonds in the Rough. Okay, whatever. Diamonds in the Rough is called that because of Simon Diamond. You know, the ECW guy, the guy who always always had the entrance like this. He always did that. 3 out of 10. Very piss poor match. Really the only bad match on this show, though. Next up, AJ Styles, the phenomenal. I am. Get ready to fly. Oh, get ready to fly. AJ Styles. He takes on Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's right. Tanahashi is in this match. This is an international invitational TNA match against New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is very, very cool to see. Luckily, we have Mike Tenay out there. He's going to talk to us all about Tanahashi. Of course, you guys know who Tanahashi is. I'm not too familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling. These two guys had lots more matches together. This match was their first match, but it wasn't that great. Only a 6 out of 10. During this time, AJ Styles was called Mr. TNA 3 years in a row. He was given a plaque to which Shannon Moore, the #1 Matt Hardy follower, the world's greatest MFer, if you will, stole AJ Styles' plaque. And he tried to interfere in this match and tried to attack AJ Styles with said plaque. Instead, accidentally hits Tanahashi with it. AJ Styles gets the Styles Clash and wins this match. They embrace at the end. AJ didn't want to win that way, I guess. Tanahashi bows to him. The traditional Japanese bow, whatever. He gets the plaque back, but Shannon Moore then steals it right back from him. And we cut right to the back again because that's typical TNA. You can't keep the camera, you can't keep the hard camera in the in-ring action on the wrestlers. Nope, you gotta cut to the back immediately. Typical TNA. Not that great of a match, though. 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Sean Waltman. That's right, the 1-2-3 kid. That's right, 6. And X-Pac. And 6-Pac. The Kamikaze Kid. The Lightning Kid. So on and so forth. Whatever you want to call him. He is Sean Waltman. He takes on Raven. And if Raven loses this match, his career is over. Larry Sabisco, the commissioner, if you will, said that if Raven lost this match, he will have to retire. So you have this match as a hardcore match, of course, as well. And this match really isn't anything that you would typically see from these two guys. It's the very typical thing you could see from these two guys. Just imagine X-Pac versus Raven from 2001 Monday Night Raw WWF. Okay, just imagine that type of match. Yes, there's blood. Yes, there's weapons. Larry Sabisco's there. So maybe it's more of a 1990. Maybe it's more of like a WCW type match or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking. Maybe it's more of a 1998 WCW match. That doesn't matter. Raven gets nailed with Sean Waltman's X Factor off of the ladder through a table. It's a pretty cool spot. Larry Sabisco becomes the referee because of a ref bump. Larry Sabisco, even though he sees Raven's foot on the ropes, he still counts Raven out. 1, 2, 3. Raven's career is over. It's not that good of a match. It's only a decent 5 out of 10. Yes, the X Factor off of the ladder through a table is special and it's kind of cool. But there were some spots in here I didn't think that really clicked. Again, it's just imagine X-Pac versus Raven or 6 versus Raven or whatever the fuck you want to believe in. Just imagine that match and there you go. Raven's career is over and in the middle of the show, really? Whatever. 5 out of 10. Didn't care too much for it. Sucks that Raven's career's over for now, but he will be back. Of course he will be back. Next up, we have Robert Roode. He takes on Ron the Truth Killings. So you have, like I said, with the James gang, instead of getting Instead of getting their revenge on Conan and Homicide, they face the Diamonds in the Rough for some reason. Well, Conan is trying to work an alliance with Ron Killings, but Ron Killings wants to remain neutral. He is neutral. He is Switzerland, goddammit. He is remaining neutral. So you have Robert Roode, glorious, and I won't give in till I'm victorious. Actually, he's just part of Team Canada. Team Canada with so many other guys and Pity Williams. So, anyways, you have this match. It's a good match. Conan comes out, distracts Ron Killings because Ron Killings don't know if he can trust Conan. Is he on his side? Does he have his back? But Robert Roode with the Northern Lariat gets him from behind with the Lariat and gets him with the 1-2-3. He wins this match, and there you go. Then out comes the Outlaws. The James Gang. Wink, wink, cease and desist. Out comes Homicide. And Ron Killings, he's stuck in the middle. He just leaves the ring. And the two teams just beat the crap out of each other. And that's the end of that. 6 out of 10. It was okay. Fine stuff. Next up, Abyss takes on Rhino. This is a hard-hitting, hardcore type of a match. Abyss gets the victory over Rhino with the Black Hole Slam. Won't you come? Won't you come? On a big pile of steel chairs. This is another 5 out of 10. It wasn't anything good. It wasn't anything bad. Rhino's had much better matches in TNA, and Abyss has most certainly had way better TNA matches. He would have a phenomenal match, no pun intended, with AJ Styles much later on in 2006. But I digress. And so would Rhino. Rhino would have much better matches with the likes of Styles and Christian Cage and so many others. This is an whatever match. 5 out of 10. Next up, America's Most Wanted. That is James Storm and the Wildcat Chris Harris. Braden Walker, if you will. They take on Brother Ray and Brother Devon. Bubba Ray, Devon. Whoops, I can't say that. The Dudley Boys or the Doodley Boys. Team 3D for the NWA Tag Team Championships. This was going to be a fine match. I would give it a 6. There's a lot of close falls. America's Most Wanted, they kicked out of the Doomsday Device, the Road Warriors Doomsday Device. The Reverse 3D, that's the back suplex neck breaker type tag team move they do. They kicked out of all that. Then, all of a sudden, in comes the powder. It's the dreaded powder. So they throw powder in Devon. It misses. It gets the referee. It gets the ref blinded. The ref is blind with the powder. But they still hit the 3D. Bubba gets the pinfall. The ref counts the 3. 1, 2, 3. And we have new NWA Tag Team Champions despite the referee being blind. Out comes Team Canada. They beat the crap out of the Dudley Boys. Team 3D, cease and desist. They beat them up. Eric Young, Petey Williams, Robert Roode, they beat up Team 3D. And then they put America's Most Wanted, they put James Storm on Bubba Ray, and the referee looks at the pin and counts and awards the match to America's Most Wanted. Why? Why? How did James Storm and Chris Harris win this match when the referee counted 3 for Bubba Ray Dudley? How? because he didn't know whose shoulders were pinned to the mat until he realized whose shoulders were pinned to the mat. So when he counted 3, the first time, when he counted 3, and Bubba Ray Dudley was on top of James Storm, when he counted the 3, he did not know that it was the Dudley boys that got the pinfall until he could see, and then he saw James Storm on top of Bubba Ray. So he thought that when he counted the 3, that America's Most Wanted had retained the titles. That doesn't make any sense. I know it doesn't make any sense, but you have to watch it. Powder in the eyes of the referee blinds him. The Dudley boys, they get the pinfall. The ref counts to 3. He rings the bell even. They award the match to Team 3D. Out comes the Team Canada. They beat up the Dudley boys. But then America's Most Wanted, they get the pinfall anyways. How? I don't know, and it's stupid. That's something Vince Russo would have came up with. It's ridiculous. 5 out of 10, and it has to be the most ridiculous finish I've ever fucking seen. Samoa Joe defeats Christopher Daniels in one hell of a match. This was a brutal, vile, disgusting, insane match. Samoa Joe basically killed Christopher Daniels. He kicked him so many times in the fucking head. He kneed him so many times in the head that he had to knee him and kicked him in the head like 100 times over. Towards the end, that's all he was doing. And AJ Styles came in. He is bloody. Christopher Daniels is bloody. And they toss in the towel. He tosses in the towel for Daniels after getting kneed and kicked in the head like 1,000,000 times over. Samoa Joe wins and retains his X Division Championship and is still undefeated. Whew! This is a hell of a match. An 8.5 out of 10. Would you expect anything less from these two phenomenal competitors? Then the main event. We have Christian Cage, the returning Icon Sting. They take on Double J, J-E, double F, J-A, double R-E, double T. King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, and the Alpha Male, Monty Brown. Now, Monty Brown, his career in TNA was like 1,000,000 times better in WWE. It's like, once when he got to WWE, it's like all his character and all his personality was completely gone. Everything was gone. Jeff Jarrett, he is on his reign of God. You have Christian Cage, who is finding kind of a renaissance of a career in TNA. He has a better career in TNA than I thought he ever could have in WWE. And you have, of course, the returning Icon Sting. This is a fine main event, 7 out of 10. Sting and Christian Cage, they pick up the victory, and Sting closes out with an embrace. A good main event to a pretty okay pay-per-view. Final Resolution gets a 5.7 out of 10. I'll catch you next time for 2006 year in review with the WWE's Royal Rumble. Goodbye.